G'day, I'm David from Two Wheels In. You know, I've ridden hundreds of thousands of kilometres, and over that distance I've developed a few opinions. Now, if you've watched enough of these videos, you'll know that I'm not exactly shy with my ideas. I tend to just blurt out whatever bloody thoughts occur to me at the... Oh, a butterfly. But here's the thing. Some of my opinions run counter to a lot of accepted motorcycle industry wisdom. Some of them might actually get me burned at the stake as a heretic, a purveyor of dangerous ideas, or potentially just to remove my special stupidity from the gene pool. So let's talk about my first heresy. There's nothing the industry likes better than selling you a bright, shiny, new, expensive bike. Also, a bright, expensive motorcycle loan. Bikes that have cruise control, heated seats, integrated navigation, voice-activated braking, and a minibar. Actually, you know, the minibar doesn't sound like a bad idea. Expensive bikes aren't innately bad. Yeah, I believe that. I had the very good fortune recently to ride an R1300, and it was a fantastic bike. You know, beautifully engineered, very high-tech. But there's the problem. On expensive tech-heavy bikes, the machine compensates for any errors that I make, and I stagnate. The electronics catch my mistakes, so I never learn by making them. I can't count the number of times I've learned through doing dumb stuff on low-tech bikes, locking the rear brakes on a shadow and dropping it in front of a line of traffic and three mates, going over a speed bump I didn't see too fast, running out of petrol because I didn't pay attention. But here's the thing, I learned from those mistakes. Billy teaches me every time I go out because she's so basic. What Billy can't do, I have to learn to do for myself, be that cornering, changing the oil, or trying to work out why the bike won't start. Now, look, I know a lot of people love modern electronics, and with good reason. Cornering ABS is real safety. Radar-assisted cruise control protects you from the consequences of momentarily losing focus. The problem isn't the safety argument. It's not whether the tech works. It's whether the tech is making you a passenger on your own bike. But it does beg a question. If the tech is genuinely saving lives, why don't we all just ride super techie tech bikes and not worry about becoming a better rider? And I don't really know the answer to that question. I do know what riding a Himalayan 411 has taught me versus what a highly sophisticated bike would teach me. But in the meantime, I'm not saying don't buy that super tech bike. I'm saying if you buy them, know what you're trading. And now, speaking of the bike, the motorcycle industry ultimately has one job to do. It is to make you unsatisfied with the bike you have. Your bike can't tour, they tell you, can't handle highways, can't do dirt, can't carry a pillion. Buy the next one, it's better. And then one more for safety. And before you know it, you've got a stable of half a dozen bikes, most of them which just sit there. Let me tell you something I really truly believe. The bike you already have, if it runs reliably, if you fit on it, if it's comfortable for long distances, if it makes you turn around when you walk away for it, and most importantly, if it's paid off, is the only bike you need. I've ridden that Shadow off-road. I've ridden Billy the Himalayan on a freeway. I've ridden a 155cc scooter 3,000 kilometres around Thailand. They all worked. The industry said they wouldn't, but I made them work. Motorcycles are incredibly versatile machines. Now, I'm not saying you should ride just any bike. You should ride the right one for you. Some bikes belong in certain areas, admittedly. And here's the question. If we all hang on to the bikes we have, what drives innovation in the industry? Would we have all that tech or electric motorcycles if we stopped upgrading? Again, I genuinely don't know. But let's be real. The upgrade impulse that's sold to us isn't about capability, or for that matter, innovation. It's about the industry making bucks by convincing you that you're underbiked. You're probably not. From the bike you have to what you do with it, from the machine to the skill. Look, I get it. We're passionate about motorcycling. We want to make our motorcycle ours. We spend thousands on exhaust, suspension, maybe a new faster bike if you dozed off in the last section. But I reckon that the best upgrade isn't a bike or mods, it's training. A better rider on a worse bike will always outride a worse rider on a better bike. Every time. The maths is boring, but it's true. When I started riding on Vinny, my old beat up Virago 250, I rode every day. I thought I was absolutely on target to ace my most test, to get my Ps. And then, to my horror, I failed. So I went and I got more training. I found a group called the Foxies and practiced with them. I got one-on-one training with a riding instructor. And it made me a better rider. Not a faster one because, let's face it, I ride a Himalayan. But hey, I'm still here and still getting to my destination. Now yes, training costs money and it costs time. And after motorcycle, gear, petrol, hotel accommodation and maintenance, I'm still telling you to go out and spend the dollars you need for petrol on training. Well look, I'm clearly not the world's best rider. Some people are born naturals, Jay. I've known motorcyclists who ride like it's innate, taking curves like they're swimming through water. Not everyone's like that. I know I'm not. If you're one of us, the ordinary riders, think of this. Will a new exhaust keep you safer, or will training? Will that suspension fix things, or will learning to ride the damned bike? Now here's the question for this one. What if training doesn't work? What if you get the training and you're still anxious or struggling? Dalma did this. She rode with anxiety for a long time and she couldn't find the right trainer. We did eventually, but it took quite a few goes. And she still rides with anxiety sometimes. But training with the right trainer made a massive difference. Look, if you want to upgrade your bike, go for it. Fantastic. It's your call. Maybe it will help you. But still, make yourself the best rider you can possibly be. Upgrade yourself first. The bike can wait. Now, from investing in yourself to things motorcyclists tell you to invest in next. From skill to distance. We're told that distance is king. That to be a real rider, you have to ride an iron butt. You need to cross borders, ride around the world, 1,000 miles in a day. My response? No, I don't. Look, every ride I do is real. It's fantastic. I do ride thousands of kilometres in various countries, but slowly. I don't have to prove anything to anybody about my riding. If someone wants to tell me I'm a loser because I don't do an iron butt, that's fine. Do you know how little I care about someone's opinion of me? There are plenty of Instagram accounts by people who are riding around the world. Happy, shiny, clean, hair perfect. I mean, that's not my experience of long distance travel in another country, but okay. And then there are some blogs that are a little more honest, open maybe, that talk about the mental health toll of riding around the world, of the loneliness, of wondering whether they can make it, of why they're doing it in the first place. Dalma and I continue to ride very far, very slowly. But equally, I can ride a 50-kilometre loop and love it. There's a road north of where I live, Wallenby Road. It's the kind of road that teaches you about cornering, about what speed you're comfortable with, about riding gravel if you like. It's an awesome ride. It's also no more real than circumnavigating Sri Lanka. Now yes, my long distance travel has genuinely changed me as a person. It's made me more secure, more resilient and self-reliant. Less tolerant of all the useless fucking bullshit that gets in the way of the life I want to live. But then, the small rides teach me that too. Look, if you want to go and do a round the world trip, a transcontinental, an iron butt, whatever, go for break. But those rides aren't any more meaningful than the rides we do every day. But the idea of these massive trips of thousands of kilometres somehow turning you into a real rider, that's nonsense. You're a real rider if you can keep it upright and you ride. Now, from where to ride to what to wear. Now, this is the one I'm still working on. So maybe you can help me here. Now, I'm an ATGAT guy. I always wear gear. Helmet, gloves, boots, jacket, riding pants. armoured jockstrap, of course. I look at some 20-year-old yahoo on a hot summer's day wearing a t-shirt and ego, and I think, squid, temporary Australian. But on that hot summer's day in the heat, there's a little envy in that as well. I'll guarantee you they're cooler than I am. Well, in temperature anyway. And yeah, riding overseas, Indonesia, Thailand, India, Sri Lanka, you see people riding in next to nothing. I mean, not entirely nothing, t-shirt and flip-flops. Even helmets are optional, and particularly in India. If they are wearing a helmet, it's often a 30 rupee one bought at a roadside stall that's about as useful as wearing a carved out watermelon. Now, I'm not going to start following their example. I wear the gear. But for these people, it's what's available. I've ridden these roads and I've seen these riders, millions of them, across thousands of kilometres. And they presumably get home at the end of the day. And I don't know what to do with this. I mean, is it local conditions that low-speed urban traffic is safer than highway speed, western roads? Is it economics? You can't wear what you can't afford. Or is it, and this is the uncomfortable version, that the ATGAT position itself is a privilege, something you get to have because you live in the West and you can afford the gear. So I'm stuck. I don't believe that therefore gear is overrated, but also I don't want to preach always wear the gear to people who may not be able to afford it. Both feel wrong. I still suit up every ride. I believe the gear has saved me, but I can't look at a Thai family on a scooter and telling them they're doing it wrong. I don't know how to hold both things in my head. I'm not going to pretend that I've got this one figured out. I so don't. But tell me in the comments, which of these 5 heresies do you agree with and which do you disagree with? I mean it, argue with me. I'm still working them out myself. There we go.